With 75 more days till the 2020 presidential parliamentary elections, you are on your election headquarters. Welcome to the M News. The Vice President on Tuesday inaugurated the Oti Regional House of Chiefs in Dambai. The inauguration had become necessary following the creation of the region last year after a referendum in 2017. Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia urged members of the House of Chiefs to uphold the law in order to bring development to their people.
We have made significant progress since the advent of the Constitution of the Fourth Republic because of the guarantees enshrined for chieftaincy. Ever since the government assumed office in January 2017, we have taken steps to strengthen the institution of chieftaincy. Government recognizes that in order to ensure the success of the program of social and economic transformation that was put before the Ghanaian people, we have to do a lot. It is important that we bring the traditional role of our chiefs into the modern constitutional setup under which we govern our country. Unfortunately, one of the major setbacks to our nation's socio-economic development has also been chieftaincy disputes. Such disputes have resulted sometimes in full-blown conflicts, threats to our nation's peace and stability, destruction of properties, loss of lives, closure of educational and health facilities, and separation of family.
Now, the Electoral Commission says not more than 700 people will be allowed at one polling station on election day, and in places where voters exceed this number, voters will be categorized into groups. Deputy Chairperson of the Commission, Dr. Bosman Eric Asare, explains this is part of the Commission's measures to reduce queues and not put people at risk of COVID-19. He was speaking at the Start Ghana Election 2020 Grant Partners Learning event. There's more in this report by Nicholas Yamwa.
In less than 75 days, Ghana would be going to the polls to elect a new president. The first time Ghana will be voting in a pandemic. There is bound to be long queues, a phenomenon the Electoral Commission says it wants to avoid. Dr. Bosman Asare is Deputy Chairperson of the Commission.
Ahead of the 2020 elections, the Commission is not relenting. We are still strengthening and ensuring that everything is done properly. In 2016, the threshold for each polling station was a maximum of 850. In other words, no polling station exceeded 850 in 2016. But because of the pandemic in 2020, this is what the Commission is doing. The Commission is saying that the maximum that will be allowed at each polling station will be 700. In other words, this registration we undertook. Any registration center that has more than 700 people, we are going to split them into A and B.
For students and security personnel who registered at posts different from the original voting centers, transfer will be done next month.
Transfers will be allowed for only students and for those who are serving in the security agencies. Because during the registration, some security personnel from Accra were policing the registration in other parts of the country. The transfer will be allowed for them. All other security agencies similarly situated. And apart from that, some of the students, we also noticed that they registered when they were in their schools. So transfers are limited. And if transfer, the committee is looking at the transfer taking place. Transfers normally go with trust. They will take place from October 20th to October 25th, tentatively.
A couple of months ago, the Electoral Commission of Ghana defied contrary views to compile a new voters register, which is currently being exhibited. Some chaotic scenes, including gunshots, were recorded during the registration exercise. Executive Secretary of the Peace Council, George Amo, says so far 16 electoral violence hotspots have been identified.
We are linking up closely with the Center for CDD, Center for Democratic Governance and Development, the CDD. And what we are doing is to go to 16 hotspots, identified 16 hotspots, where we are setting up what we have termed peace mediation committees. These committees are going to be a kind of an early warning and response mechanism in these areas so that they can relay information timeously for effective responses to be given.
Meanwhile, the police service says it is battle ready for violence, both physically and online. DCOP Dr. Saibu Gariba is on the Ghana Police Service National Election Task Force.
The cybercrime unit of the Ghana Police Service, in conjunction with our sister security agencies, are working to actually ensure that we have the space, the capability to manage online cybercrimes. That one is being done. And aside that, we have taken all issues into context, whether it is cybercrime, whether it is direct or physical. I can assure you that the strategy for this election is covering all that issues, and we'll be able to manage that.
Nicholas Eko, Yamo's report for Joy News.